Okay, good afternoon, folks. 12/2, October 27th. JD says I'm clear to go. Thank you. Clear for takeoff. Awesome. PPHM I've been kind of on about lately, and look at that. 20 getting through the 200 and the 100 here today, up 6.48%. Earnings of 48 days. Is into some resistance now, but it's a pretty neat chart. Could be a biggie. Quasi gap fill here, but there's some resistance if you go further back in the chart. So it's not a perfect chart, but it's a good one. It's doing well. That's PPHM shop. This is our play from first or second day of washout, and I had to take a little bit of pressure, and now it's doing good. I think we were in the mid 80s, the 98s, sorry. If I remember right, I'd have to check. I can't remember if we're even holding the full position now. Pardon me. No, we're holding partial. What percentage? I'm not sure. I should have checked it before I got on. Anyway, looks good. Earnings Tuesday. Am I cutting? I'm waiting to see the 50, how it reacts here, and then I might take a piece out. I'm not sure. Still got to make the decision. So that's on shop. I should put an alarm on this just in case somebody gets weird on me. You never know. There's a lot of construction right outside my window here. Apologize in advance. They should be done the treehouse here soon. Okay, so that is shop. XBT USD, I got caught in a huge short issue. It's not going to show it on this chart, but well, here I'll show you. I started going short, I don't know, somewhere in here, maybe even earlier, and got hold on me. Yeah, it was earlier. And holy, what a ride. Anyway, I did take a bit of a hit. I haven't figured out exactly how much, but it was a hit. But being that my expected ROI going forward is, well, it was somewhere between 100% every 30 to 60 days with the black box model done now. It's probably every 2 weeks or so I'll see 100%. So 10 or 20% doesn't really make me too sad, but it does suck to lose. That's my first loss on Bitcoin since I started trading it a few months ago. Yep, I did lose. Okay, I'm going to leave that on because I'm thinking about a trade today. Mind you, I expect until the fork, until the miners start again on the first, that it'll probably be a pretty sloppy trade. SPPI down 1.24%, doesn't really matter. It's been sitting up in its flag for about 8 days. I was hoping for much better. I think my entry is about $1 higher than this. Well, maybe not quite, but anyway. 17 days to earnings. At this point, all I can hope for is the shorts panic a little bit. I don't know. Not sure. I hate to be that way, but I just don't know. I don't have a plan anymore. It's hope for that one. Then we got JCP this morning. I was completely wrong. This is a typical play that I love. Washed out. It's a 5-minute chart. And then pre-market, right before open, I was like, I don't think so. So I was right here. And then open came. I didn't watch it. And this is what's happened since. Total blunder. So missed opportunity. Should never have a bias. Should always look at price action. Which, by the way, I am never taking a trader bias trade again. It will be price action or nothing. Rules based. EC. This is one that, good Lord, why do I always struggle with your handle? Let's find it. Z-Man. Zipman. Zipperman. Now I'll remember it. Zipperman. Zebraman or Zipperman, take a pick. EC, great call, is the bottom line. You probably got your high there for the day on the trend line. You drew a trend line there. Wow, close to 3.25% today out of the bowl. It's got lift. It's got some resistance levels coming, but man, good call, and it's probably got lots of room. Just perfect. Oh, zebra. I'm on it. Zebra man. What else do I need to know? That's about it. What would I do here now? I don't know if I'd go now. He had a good alert on this one. It's up to you, but yeah, I don't know if I'd go on that now or not. Risk reward just might not be there. There's so many plays that it's hard to make that decision. If you have any that you'd like me to look at or share with the team, groovy, put it in. Snap up 1.55. I have very, very little left. One of the accounts that I had a challenge executing on at the highs. The recent highs I couldn't execute on. I'm not giving you a hard time anymore, I promise. I've given you a hard time on that for the last 4 days, I think. VERI, V-E-R-I. I was waiting for it up over the 20. See how it acts. It's just on a retracement, and it's in retracement hell now. It's basically at a pivot. It's just been pivoting around the pivot, but it is probably going to let loose here soon. AAOI, this is my worst trade of the year. I'm being a little stubborn in it. Earnings in 6 days. Here's my thesis. They came out 10 days ago or so and said our earnings are going to suck. Got more pressure. I think you're going to see a snapback. Earnings are going to come out. People are going to go, that's not so bad. Boom. Right up into 56 without even trying. So I think it's going to happen. But there's trader bias. That is not rules based. Shop, we already talked about. SPPI, we already talked about. And Facebook, we have a little bit of it left, and it's doing just fantastic. Up 4.10% today. Earnings in 5 days. I have to admit that was a pretty clean call. Actually, my call generally, I think, was pretty clean. Just that the markets were going to rip. Got to give myself a pat on the back once in a while. Oh, and the other thing too is that, oh, here, this is cool. These big raises now for the blockchain investment funds. Of course, once this all settles down, there'll be big raises for Bitcoin trading hedge funds. And that's when the hedge funds will look more like Uber than hedge funds. In other words, you know, the way a taxi company used to look, and now there's Uber. That's going to happen in the hedge fund industry. And we're going to try and take a run at it. Earnings for Monday morning. You guys can do your own research there. The old timer Warren is not too into crypto. Shop. I already bragged about that. Oh, and then startup updates. So I did just do a quick update, kind of letting folks know what's going on here. I don't have to go through it, but you can just go to the website or go to my Twitter feed. And it's a very small update. Tells you what we're doing in the new year, what we've done, and all my excuses for non-performance. Getting back to everybody this weekend. I didn't leave my chair. I think I was close to 40 hours. I didn't leave my desk. And well, it's been close to 10 months I haven't left my desk. I think that's it. So those are all my brags. And yes, I took a hit in Bitcoin XBT USD. I should tell the world that. I'll do that soon so they can laugh at me on the weekend. Oh shit, look at this. I was gonna say right when I started this that I've got to keep one eye on XBT USD, and I even left the chart up there for that reason. Oh, my alarm is just shy of it. Anyway, there's a time cycle ending at 12:45. Just happens to be during our review here. I just got to get my trading platform up here on my other monitor. because I think I'm going to hit this for a very short term long here. I just don't have a choice. I have to take a quick peek. Okay, if it gets any more lift, I will. Going through today, DAIO up 24%. I haven't had time to look through these, and I'm not going to take a lot of time on them. Trending stock, price action breakout. I'm not going to give you any fundamentals on it. You can do your own research on it. And price action breakouts, you have to be very, very careful. There's your weekly. And so the reason I brought up weekly is right here. So you're really close to a previous high. I don't think you're going to get any more there, but you could watch this and wait for it to come back and test the MAs and then hit it. TYHT, Shineco. Anyway, you can tell from the chart that it's a bottom play, I think, and it's been tested by its 50 once before, and it came off, and we're looking at the 50 again, and it's come off. So if you're playing it, that's your secret. FARO weekly over the 200 MA, very, very strong action, trending up in here, very good action all the way through, trades beautifully. I had a few minutes to take a look at this one. I like it a lot. I would just let it prove itself out, in other words, let it come back to you and hit it if you're interested in it, if it looks good to you. There's a quasi gap next, which is kind of neat. It doesn't trade the best on the 200 on the daily, but on the weekly it's beautiful. This is one that you'd want to trade on the weekly. But I'd let it come back to you. But it might not because of the gap. That's the issue. So that's kind of double-minded. You could try a long, small, test it, control your downside. Really like it though. FARO. Why don't we just save this one? FARO. Should have saved it earlier. Sorry, I've been starting to go through these before the call. I mean, before the midday, just to make it faster for everybody. Category, trading view. Why? That was not a good idea. Whoever approved that in the ideas boardroom meeting or weekly staff meeting, bad idea. Bad approval. Okay, FARO. FSLR, beautiful. Look at this chart. Now, this is another one on the daily. Doesn't function great. It's a lot like FARO in terms of its structure as a chart. The only difference is that FSLR is, in my opinion, a bottom play that is going to pop. It's conventionally, technically perfect. If you run your fibs on it, I'm not going to go into great detail, but if you know your fibs and how they work, you'll find that this is absolutely technically gorgeous. If I remember right, yes, that's it right there. Gorgeous. So you want to watch your fibs, and I bet you're going to see, and I know you can call me nuts, but I bet you're going to see your 618 at about 114. If you don't, you'll see 69.70 or so, but I think you're going to see at least $100. I know. But they told me I was nuts on CHOP too. PLPM weekly, beautiful chart. Will it break this time? I think so. Do I know that for sure? No, but I think it's gonna. Why? Because the 200 is trending up. It's got the MAs way up here with it, it might come off, but where am I going with it? I don't think the 200 was high enough the 200 is going to push it through on the weekly. That's all I'm getting at. So as the 200 comes up here, it should pinch it out and into new highs. So do I like it? Love it. It's a good chart. Very, very good one. I wouldn't even go on the daily because it's just a good chart, period. It's on my watch list, so I won't save it. HSII on the weekly, it's got its 200. It doesn't really respect that 200. I don't like it, but some technicians would. Let's look at the daily. Up over the 200 on the daily, you see the problem, right? Like it's pretty sloppy stuff. I just don't like the way it trades. ALGN, price action breakout. If you're new to the room, and there are a few new people in here today, you take a trade on a price action breakout, you have to be prepared for a major down until it tests the 20, 50, 100, or 200 and bounces, if it does bounce, right? But chasing it up here, I mean, you can take a small starter, set a stop, could show your downside. I mean, I've got that, right? Like in play right now, that type of thing. Which is just going to control your downside. GCAP up over 200. And yes, you see me take risks and stuff that I don't preach because I've got a lot of experience and I can trade myself out of crap too. That's the other thing you got to be careful with. Don't like this one. Now, you know, eventually, sure, out of it, you might get out of its long-term wedge, but I just don't like it. Compression, long-term compression. TVTY, same story. PIXY, PIXY. Shift PIXY, shifty, all right. You know, there's not a lot of thesis behind this or evidence behind this thesis, but I think it's a bottom. I know, but I don't have anything to back it up. POWI, trending, price action breakout, and I'm trying to remember what the weekly looks like on this one. So here's a lot of this today. I'll be right back here. I'm just going to see how my XBT USD setup's doing here. I expect Bitcoin to be really soft until the 1st. So we'll see if I'm right. The weekend crew comes in, starts trading Bitcoin, you never know what'll happen. POWI, don't know anything about it. It trades, wow, look at that, power integrations. Yeah, it trades like commodity type scenario stock. I just don't like them. I get it, but I don't like them. AMZN, one of the chosen few from here to Singularity. Buy it, and I've said it a number of times, close your eyes and never look at it again. Look at that beauty. Just buy it. Don't even look at the chart. Buy it and hold it, and you'll thank me. A number of people have, because I've told them to do that, and every one of them has come back to me and thanked me. And hey, you know, put a stop somewhere if you're concerned, but they're going to Singularity. NGL, weekly, it might be at the bottom. MB, mind body, I don't know anything about this. It's a price action breakout. It's one of those price action breakouts that, of course, technically I can't tell you anything except for the stock RSI. If you want to trade these, do it with your stock RSI and preferably at least on the daily, if not the weekly. Stock RSI is really high right now. So on the daily, look, it's coming down. Wait for it to turn up. But your MACD is, you know, maxed out. So I don't know, man, this is tough. But that 50 is about to pop through the 100. I mean, this thing could go forever. I looked at that one and just went, oh my. I don't know. I can't technically tell you anything. It makes me nervous. So, but it could go forever. CTXR, there's nothing to talk about there. It's junky chart. SIVB, SVB financials. It's weekly. Looks like that. Do I like it? I love that chart. but I'd wait for it to pull back. It's kind of come back. Like this isn't like, you know, one of those like Amazons from here to singularity chosen few. But it's awesome, isn't it? HUBG. There's nothing to say about the chart. It's sloppy. BCOV, Bright Cove. Now, this is an interesting company, and I won't get into the details, but this is a weekly chart, and it hasn't really got the history for a long-term 200. But I'll tell you that I think that the compression on this chart might be done on this round. But you know, you got to do your own research because there isn't anything technically I can go on the chart. What I can tell you is that that particular setup, I've seen it a number of times, and I think the compression's done. This is a daily up over the 200. I think your issues, if I remember, yeah, liquidity. Well, it wouldn't be an issue. For me, it would be, but not you. And my accounts that I'm starting to activate trade as of next week are going to be massive, so I can't even begin to think about trading that. Okay, NSU in dumps. You know, and this is sad because this is actually a really, really, really good idea. I hate to comment on anything but the chart. I think it's a bottom, but you know, there's a bunch of that today. Can I give you a bunch of evidence? No. Does it look like a bottom? Not really. I'm just mixing in some things I know about the company there and stuff, so I really shouldn't say anything. MNOV, short life cycle on this chart, another bullish scenario that I really can't give you any evidence on. So unfortunately, that's the charts today. There are others in play in the markets that we could go through, but you know what? With earnings and stuff, there's so many plays that, yeah. Oh, one big thing about that little letter that I sent out today, it gives updates on, you know, the reports and stuff like that. And why? Anyway, we're not doing any more development work. We're only cleaning up stuff and getting our act together. EFII, a washout today. I don't like the chart at all. That's the weekly, by the way. I can't get into that one at all. TORM, same deal. It's just, those are two charts where it's like, wow, there might not be a bottom for a while. CLSN, this is kind of funky stuff. I don't know. The day traders, you know, they were hammering this one hard, and I don't know. I guess you could watch it, but EXPE, Expedia, moderately interesting. It's a trending stock. The problem is it does, you know, has lost the 200. Is that divergent from the last time? Not really. It's about the same, isn't it? I don't know what to say. You could just watch it, keep a tight rein on it on the 5, and it's 12:27. Let me just check this play here. We got a time completion at 12:43 happening here. So I need to keep my eyes on the prize here. What's that? 16 minutes. Yeah, the volume's coming in. Machines in Bitcoin, XBT USD are so predictable, it's crazy. So EXPE, I'm not too sure what to say about it, because you know it could be hard to say. It's going to drive us mad not being able to trade Bitcoin until that fork is done, until I'm mining again on the 1st. JCP, darn it. Huh. Okay, so that's all the ones that interest me. If anybody has any they want to share with the team, or if you'd like me to look at a chart, let me know. Oil, by the way, is right up at resistance. They're leaving it in the model, in the algorithm, identical to last Friday. They leave it at a decision, and by they, I'm talking the machines. They leave it at the same decision now, weekly. So I should start kicking in and just taking advantage of that. Structurally in the model, they leave it at exactly the same place, so that it's absolutely a decision. Like it's like 1 more cent and it's up. It's crazy. What else do I have to tell you guys? I think that's it. Sorry for the people that got booted out of the room accidentally, that can't get back in. I don't know what's going on with Click Meeting again today. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you can get back in, sometimes you can't. Okay, I think that's it. Unless you got anything. Going once, going twice. This afternoon, it's Friday afternoon, by the way, and I have had one hell of a week, so I will likely head out early, but the room will be open. And if you need anything, just DM me or hit me in the room here. Okay, have a good weekend. Talk to you later.